We've all been there. Even executives with long careers can experience this feeling. You open your inbox and you see a message that starts with, "Per my last email," or, "As I already explained." Immediately, your shoulders start tensing up and your heart rate increases. Before you even finished reading, you're composing a response in your head. Here's what's happening. That passive-aggressive tone isn't just irritating, it's triggering your brain's threat detection system. The moment you perceive criticism or disrespect, your brain shifts from thoughtful decision-making into protection and safety mode. Once you're managing perceived threat, you're no longer responding, you're reacting. Today, I'll show you how to stop that cycle before you hit reply. So, let's talk about what's happening. One of the biggest mistakes we can make when reading an email is to assume tone equals some sort of intent. We read an email, then our brain creates a story to fill in everything that actually wasn't written. They're frustrated, they're blaming me, they're questioning my competence. Sometimes that could be true, but many times it's not. Email removes facial expressions, body language, and context. It's just words on a screen that we start interpreting. Our brains naturally fill in the gaps, and under pressure, we usually assume the worst. Now, here's the first thing I want you to do. Take a deep breath and let it all out. Now do that a few more times. Now ask yourself, what are the facts? I don't want you to interpret the email. I just want you to be focusing on the facts, not your feelings, just the facts. Maybe the email says, "Per my last email, the report was due yesterday." That's the fact. The story might be, "They're being disrespectful. Can't they just see that I got so much on my plate? They're embarrassing me," or "They think I'm incompetent." Those are the assumptions. When you separate the facts from the stories, the emotional intensity immediately begins to drop. Next thing I want you to do, don't write your response while you're emotionally activated. Your first draft is most likely driven by your emotional state. It might feel satisfying to fire off a quick response and say, "Ha, take that." But I can tell you it rarely helps. If your heart rate has increased, if you're rehearsing arguments in your head, if you're trying to prove you're right, do not send the email. I want you to stand up, take a short walk, grab some water, and if you can go outside, go get a breath of fresh air. Now, come back 10 minutes later and reread the email and your first draft. The issue usually looks very differently. Now, here's something I learned after years leading global teams. Not every poorly written email is passive aggressive. Sometimes people are just stressed and typing without thinking about how the message will be received on the other end. They're busy too. They're writing between meetings or before their next conversation. And it could be that English isn't their first language. Sometimes they're just being simply direct. Before assuming any type of ill intent, ask yourself, is there another explanation that could also be true? You don't have to ignore poor communication, but you also don't need to manufacture conflict when none exists. Next step, professional communication focuses on solving the problem, not winning the email battle. Instead of responding to the tone, just simply respond to the request. For example, "Hey, thanks for the reminder. I completed the report this morning and have attached the latest version." It's short, clear, and professional. There's no sarcasm, no defensiveness, no emotional escalation. The conversation usually ends there. One lesson I've learned throughout my career is this. Highly respected professionals receive difficult emails too, but they've learned to never let difficult emails control how they respond. Every passive aggressive email gives you a choice. You can react emotionally or respond intentionally. Clarity isn't demonstrated when everything is going well. It's demonstrated in the moments when your emotions are inviting you to do the opposite. If today's episode was helpful, subscribe to the Young Professional Survival Guide by Mindful Corporate Mastery, where every week we help you build the judgment, communication skills, and leadership habits that accelerate your career. And before you answer your next frustrating email, ask yourself one simple question. Am I responding to what was actually written, or is it to the story that I've created about it? That single question can change the outcome of the conversation and protect your professional reputation. Until next time.